Still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died. Y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew. You a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum. A gun die or die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We was slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth. I had to make it clear how Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you litter. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jew-ish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. UBK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard, they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he get them babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody trying to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, that's what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'll punch you in person. I know this is an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ. They the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas. They're a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth. Niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4. I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now, you got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. And I know the blasphemy of them, but they are Jews. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are.
Yeah, those are messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they trade that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about any part. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zoc, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shane Shaw. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harper Free. Try to hope me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Throw them boys, we taking over. Call them up like Saturday. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they trade that beat, I ride that business like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our court. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my nigga. outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. Came through with them steppers, niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch, like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they pray that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole start. Yeah, know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, told that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our car. And I just made the call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
From Westworld. Let's get it. Don't be sure, tell them make sure. If not, we gon' make more. Clips say it hold 20, but I think it could take more. Grab a stick, fire on your camp, we gon' make s'mores. I ain't satisfied with my spot, then I'ma take yours. No matter how many roadblocks in my way, I'ma break forward. This path I'm on is so damn narrow, I just stay forward. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, I just ate more. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, give me 8 more. Nigga, I don't sugarcoat shit, bitch, I'm straightforward. Don't give a fuck if they don't let me in, I just break doors. Ballin' so hard, they asking what team that I play for. Scammer who? They ain't stopped making guns when they made yours. Sick with it, feeling like I woke up with stage 4. They ain't want the piece loose, what they opened up the cage for. Endure the pain, been through hard times is what I'm made for. Pay my dues, never left a wage, I just rage roar. So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Still against all enemies. In high school, you was the man that's lost memory shit. Lost energy, never lost my energy. Never lose control, never losing. Dog, I plan to keep you. Lose your mind where I'm from. I ain't talking from what you see. I never lost soul. Losing times, wasting steady pace, and you off track. I'm on that. You pray to God, hoping He can save you. But the power about war, and that's a different angle. This another lost cause, and I'm just adding to the list. They not seeing me for that reason. Got a flash on the grip. Nigga, big priest. They gon' judge me by my increase. And I'ma keep stepping in these joys to the increase. Just got off the phone with Jacob, and he said it's time to shine. Certified, blue dot, put it on you, now you verified. One West world, bigger than World War III. Do not sleep, it's not cheap, and it's still top 3.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Came on boats and then chains, so when I get rich, I'ma grab a boat and 10 chains with 12 ribs from each tribe. And each rib gonna have at least 3 kids. Yeah, I'ma have the deep squad. Been rapping since knee high. Now a nigga shack size. Spit that holy fire, when you hear it, you get baptized. One West world, yeah, you niggas know the logo. And I'ma bust it down so the haters see the glow glow. Let's have a feast, let's shine on our enemies. Right in they face, let's blind all our enemies. Cause now we have, but we come from half not. Throw that cash on the ground, my nigga, let's cast lots. I started from the bottom, birthed out of mud, raised by gangsters, turned out a thug. I ain't give a fuck, burnt out I was, from hitting licks in and out and selling nicks in the drop.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Yo, this be actually really hard.
UBK shit, South Coast shit, man. Shout out to Dog Tennessee up the business. Hey, get the money, hey. What the fuck going on out there, motherfucker? Hey. Yeah. Get the money, nigga. Text the paper, bitch. Keep all of your morals, never slave for shit. Ice up on my wrist. Yeah, I'm hood rich. I don't give a fuck about to get pop quick. Yeah, I'm on that shit. Yeah, I'm in the town. Niggas talking about that G, but now they come around. Can they come around? Yeah, I'm up, nigga. Man, fuck all of these hoes, get the bucks, bitch. I'm a young rich nigga, I ain't tryna flex. You can tell I'm cold by the ice around my neck. Straight up, BBS, I told you, boy, you wanna test. I don't get no shot about a nigga or a bitch. Boy, I love the life I live, cause a nigga keep it real. Nigga freshly hell, take that drip, but get your spill. I ain't little flip, getting pimped up out of his. I'm a straight G-Do, getting paper like a miso. That's that South Coast stain if you're tryna hang. You be catered by the bang, boy, we rep the same. Nigga tryna talk, but we rep that murder game. Get your ass pop, ain't nothing to a G. Hold up, bitches wanna fuck, but hell no, I don't pay no fee. Bitches leak too deep, got that ice, I make you sneeze. All these niggas limit hell, can they come around me? Bitches South Coast, South Carolina, bitch, I'm styling, yeah.
Really no demons get control of me. No money get the best of me. No bitches getting up over me. Don't want much nigga, I'm sucker free. That's the way it gotta be. These niggas chainy bitches training y'all, chainy soak me. For real, this brotherhood of weapon. And bitch, we carry weapons. Back rob on nigga ass don't even need a weapon. And you be well protected. And you be well respected. And if you got a problem, then y'all better address it. You cross that line, we ain't show no mercy. Cross that line, you ain't gon' need service. You pull up and they get nervous. You ain't making no move, you ain't got no purse. On Isupk, so I ain't never worried. I'm putting them right, both of my hands dirty. For real, I learned from the OGs. I'm a young nigga, but I'm a certified priest. And I'm from Tennessee. In this mandatory that I gotta keep my heat. You should play it safe, and we gon' play with keys. For real.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my houses. Yes, you said.
Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I back gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. and sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a door. Payback is a door. Payback is a door. Payback is a
All right, Shalom Israel. Isupk, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite groups. Since 1969, we've been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people that they are God's chosen children, okay? This is the Isupk Florida Monday night scripture breakdown class. You got any questions? This is the place to be. Questions in life, relationships, the Bible, questions about anything. Bring it here and we'll get it answered for you, okay? According to the Bible, okay? Because the Bible is the blueprint of how Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians should live their life on earth, okay? So I'll give y'all a little time to go ahead and get your questions together if you got any. You got anything, Altazar?
Yes, so make sure y'all hit that link in the comments to check in and out of class. As well as if you want to jump in live with us, there's a link for that as well. Make sure you hit like and share this video. Share it so this truth gets out to everybody. Saying everybody you know on Facebook and Instagram should be knowing about this class. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. With that, we'll just give them a few minutes to get the questions together, see, if anybody got anything they need to bring for us to answer for them. I remember, what was it, the other day, Carvel had a question. His question was about, what was it? Like, his question was, as long as you, it was almost like as long as you ask God for forgiveness, once you're about to die, you're good to go, right? Something like that, because he gave the precept of the brother who was on the cross next to Christ, okay? And I told him, that's not how it works, okay? You can't live your life contrary to the scriptures and then think, like there's not going to be no consequences for it. Okay, so we can go to the book of Hebrews, pull out a scripture in the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 26.
HCs.
Okay, go ahead. You can't live your life however you want to. And you know what? I thought about it today, and that's what the Christian church has been teaching us. Because what do they teach you? Like, what you be the biggest drug dealer, the biggest, whatever, robber, raper, and they're like, right before you die, man, I hope he said his prayers before he died. You know what I mean? Like, you could be horrible in your life, and as long as you say, forgive me, Lord, right before you die, you're good to go. You know what I mean? That, just that alone, that is some bull crap, man.
You know what else I heard say?
Go ahead.
They'll be, okay, the movie Baby Boy.
Baby Boy.
Remember Baby Boy?
Baby
right?
Boy.
And them dudes is him and P. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They call him Sweet Pea.
I don't know.
Yeah. His homeboy.
Yeah.
Worst criminal in the world.
Yeah.
But he was like, you know what? I'm gonna get baptized.
Yes, and he did, didn't he? Yeah, they showed him and they get in the water and everything.
He done killed the man.
Right. Yes.
He was like, I ain't gonna get baptized until after I kill him.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time I kill somebody, I'm gonna get back.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That is crazy, like the way we've been taught, the things we've been taught in this world is just so unrighteous. It's just everything is unrighteous that we've been taught in this world. I mean, I had some people knock on my door and try to preach the Bible to me. You know, I didn't go in too hard on them, you know what I mean? But I did tell them, you know, I broke it down to them, you know, and I let them know you're not authorized to be out here teaching God's people anything if you're not teaching them the truth. That, you know, your house is like, God only loves the 12 tribes. You know what I'm saying? The laws are not done away with. You know, if you're not teaching that, you're not authorized to teach anybody anything, you know, according to the Bible. And, you know, that's where we at. We've been misled by our oppressor and by our pastors, you know what I'm saying? To get money, you know what I mean? We just been. It's just gonna be, you know, it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a lot of work to wake black people up to, you know, the truth and make them understand the truth. And, you know, we know God is not looking for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is not gonna, you know what I mean, make it, you know what I mean, to that first, you know, part of the kingdom of heaven. You know, there's a scripture that say like it's gonna be 1,000 years before their spirit starts to come back into the earth. You know what I mean? So we gotta get this thing right. You know what I'm saying? We got the men that the Lord is testing right now. We're the ones who's gonna have to, you know, lay the foundation of, you know, the new world for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people. Let's go back to the brother's question. I'm gonna answer his question when he's thinking that, well, he said a Christian told him that you can, as long as you pray to God before you die, you're good to go, which is not true. It's a lie. Okay. And we're gonna read the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 26, and show you that you can't just live however you want to live in the earth, okay, and think that everything's going to be okay. All you got to do is ask the Most High to forgive you, okay? So if you would, read that for me. That's Hebrews 10:26.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful looking for of judgment fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries.
The adversaries. That's heavy, man. Because if you are against these words that are in this book, you are the adversary. You know what I mean? Right. You don't just have to be the white man or the Chinese man or the Africans or the East Indians. If you are Black, Hispanic, or Native Indians and you are living contrary to these words, you're teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians something different than what this Bible tells us, then you're the adversary. You know what I'm saying? So, listen. And this is talking because it says, for if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth. Now, this is only talking to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians right here, because you know what I mean. Like white people, there is no grace for white people. There is no grace for Chinese people or Africans. So this is definitely talking about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians right now. You can be the adversary, okay? So don't think, like if you're a Christian and somebody tells you the truth about the Bible, that the laws are not done away with. You can't, eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You can't sleep with people in other, nations, and you can't smoke cigarettes. You can't do drugs. You know what I'm saying? If you teach somebody all these things and they ignore it, they know the truth now, then there is no more grace. You know what I'm saying? Because Christ died because he knew that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians were going to be born celebrating Thanksgiving and holidays and birthdays and Christmas and Valentine's Day and eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster and thinking that the laws are done away with. The laws are not done away with. And if you have a man of the Lord telling you that the laws are not done away with, we break it down. How are we going to break it down to him? You with me? You with me? Okay? That's how we're going to break it down to you. And if you still want to do this, what you want to do and not do this, this is what's going to happen. Okay? It says, after that, we have received the knowledge of the truth. There remaineth no more sacrifice for sin. Yahushua was the sacrifice. Yahushua is how we got the ability to come back to the Most High, okay? After eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all these things. Yahushua is Christ, okay? Ignorantly called Christ, is the sacrifice that was made for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people to be able to come back, okay, and serve the Most High the way he was intended to be served. But verse 27 tells you if you don't want that truth, okay, but a certain fearful looking for judgment and fiery indignation which shall devour the adversary. That fiery indignation is why you're going to die. Why you're going to get, be in the hospital with cancer. It's why you're going to be, on your deathbed by getting shot by police and, thinking that you can just ask the Most High to forgive you for, all the sins you've done and you're good to go. No, because you already know the truth. You willingly sinned against the Most High, okay? You did that willfully, okay? So now there is no more grace, no more sacrifice, okay? What else we got? Let's see what else I can put another precept on that. You got anything you want to say?
And the question is basically about like if you forgive, like you ask for forgiveness right before your death or whatever.
Right. You ask the Most High to forgive you right before you die.
Yeah. And basically what you just explained was that, if you had already known that it was wrong, what you did before you died.
Right. I mean, who doesn't know a murderer? Murder is wrong. Smoking weed is wrong. Well, they don't know. Some of them don't know, but you tell them. We tell them it's wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? And celebrating Christmas. A lot of people don't know this. I didn't know it was wrong until I was like 40 something, man. You know what I mean? So, but once you know, then you know what I mean. But okay, let's say they never knew the truth.
Yeah.
They never knew,
Right.
and then like you know what I mean, right on their deathbed, you tell them the truth, and they're like, okay, I'm with that. Then yeah, okay, you know what I mean. They might not come back in the next life, you know, with being blind or something, you know what I mean, or having some kind of disfiguration or something, you know what I mean, because you know what I mean. The Lord knew that they didn't know. Okay.
Good.
Go ahead.
That's kind of like what I brought out about it. What was that? Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what I'm saying, it's like Paul, like when you brought up murder,
Mm-hmm.
like Paul was killing Christians, so-called Christians.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Paul was killing people who follow Christ, and what's it called? You know what I mean? But he didn't know that it was wrong. He didn't know. He thought he was doing the work of the Most High. Thought he was doing good. So he had that grace. He was able to get that grace that we was just reading about in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? He was able to get the mercy from the Most High because he didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't receive the knowledge of truth. You know what I'm saying? He thought that Christ was, the Antichrist, or, for lack of better words. Like he thought he was,
the adversary.
The adversary, correct.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he thought he was doing his job. Then when he was told the truth,
right,
he got right.
He accepted it.
Yeah, he accepted it. And that's what, you know what I'm saying? That's what you explained, sir.
Right, and that's what Christians don't want to do today.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to accept it.
Exactly.
They want to say how they feel and what they think.
Exactly.
Paul, you know what I mean? Paul did not say, well, you know what? I think I'm right. I think I still, I feel like he didn't say all that.
Right.
He understood, he listened to the Most High, that was it. Okay. He didn't, I feel or I think, and that's where we at today. Right. Everybody's on that that selflessness.
If I may.
No, go ahead.
And what make it worse is like you have men in the UPK who will open up this Bible and show you exactly where you've been lied to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, here you go right here. Yeah, Jesus is black.
Mm-hmm.
And we the Israelites, we're supposed to keep the law.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you go, and then I can go to this page right here and show you. See, yeah, that confirms what I just told you.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll hear that,
mm-hmm.
and they say, "What? Well, I
there it is.
Don't agree with that.
Yes, not my God.
Yeah,
you're right. Not your God, not the God of this Bible.
Exactly.
I don't know who your God is, but now he's not the God of this Bible.
So that's just absolutely satanic, selfish, and Christian.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we call y'all Christian. That's why we call anybody who's not in the UPK, you a Christian. Because everybody in the earth has the same selfish mentality, the same belief of serving the white God. Scratch that. Serving a God that don't belong to them. You know what I'm saying? A false God. Let's put it like that. That's Christianity. You know what I'm saying? When you start worshiping a God that's not the Most High, you are satanic. You are a Christian. Satanists and Christians are equal to each other. They are the same type of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why y'all celebrate Christmas together. That's why y'all celebrate birthdays together. That's why you send up fireworks on the 4th of July together. Because y'all are the same people. As for my people, we serve the Most High, man. We don't send up fireworks on January 1st because of some Greek god or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We wait until April 1st, 2023, and we send up all the fireworks we can get our hands on in celebration of our God, our power, the true Most High power, freeing us out of Egypt, and in hopes that he does it again. You know what I'm saying? With the faith that it's going to happen, like the scripture says, it will happen again. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
right. So let's go to 1 John. Hey, shalom, warrior. Young man called Shalom, So I was going over the question that you asked about, I think it was Saturday. Was it? Yeah, Saturday.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
And so the first scripture we brought out was, I don't know if you heard me read it, Hebrews 10 and 26. Was you here when I read that?
No, sir. No.
Okay, let's go to Hebrews 10 and 26.
Hebrews 10, 26, and then 1 John what?
1 John 2 and 3.
Hebrews 10:26.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Go ahead.
Hebrews 10:26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no sacrifice for sins.
Keep reading.
27. But a certain fearful looking for a judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversary.
Okay, so this is talking to black people, Hispanic and Native Indian people, the 12 tribes, Israel. Okay, and once it said, if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth. So if you've told a Christian that the laws are not done away with, and you gave them the contact information for the school, you did what you could do as a young man or as a trooper to give them the truth, and they don't accept it, then there remaineth no more sacrifice. Okay, because we understand that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, Christ knew it, the Most High knew it, that we were going to be born into a society, a world, we was going to be born into sin. I was born celebrating Christmas, celebrating my birthday, New Year, any day I could get my hand on, any day that the oppressor gave me, you know what I mean? It's crazy because Valentine's Day ain't been around that long. A lot of these days ain't been around that long. They came along as I was growing up. It's got a new holiday, St. Patrick's Day. What the fuck is that? It's a new one, These holidays, they just come up. They're going to come up with a new one real soon. It's been a while, you know what I mean? It ain't been a new one out in a while. They're going to come up with a new one real soon. But go ahead.
They just started Kodak Black Day.
I'm telling you, this will be a day to celebrate instead of, Purim. Okay? Niggas will celebrate a Kodak Black Day instead of Purim. Because they don't know. But that's our job. Okay? And if I have a Christian and I tell him that laws are not done away with, and I break it down to him, I give here a little, there a little, what was it? Here a little, there a little, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, here a little, there a little. If you give them the truth, then they know the truth. Now they know the truth. Now they have a choice to make. This is being made in the image of the Most High. Now you got a choice. This is the only choice you got in the earth, because you don't have free will. You don't have a choice to, am I going to fly today or am I going to walk to work? You don't have a choice, you know what I mean? Am I going to be rich today or am I going to be poor today? You don't have a choice, you know what I'm saying? But here's the choice you do have. Am I going to serve the Most High or am I not going to serve him? That's the choice. That is the free will right there. You either, you know what I mean? Moses gave us, he said, look, the Lord said, you keep these laws, you're going to be on top. You don't keep them, you know what I'm saying? Then you'll be in Egypt. You'll be in slavery. I don't remember him giving us any other alternative. He just said, well, if you eat corn today, then you have to eat. That was the only, choice he gave us. Straight from the Most High. Here's your choice. Keep the laws or don't keep the laws. There was no other choice ever given to men. There is no free will. This is the only choice you got. You listen to this truth and keep it or not. Okay?
Sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's heavy you say that, because I used to hear that a lot. Christian used to always say that you have free will to do whatever you want to do, and I beg to differ, man, and you put it out there,
Yeah, there's no free will.
Either
You
you
don't
do.
have, the only free will you have is to serve your power or not to serve him. That's why, you know what I mean? It says right here, for if we sin willfully after that we have received the truth. Okay, here you go now. The ball's in your court. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, are you going to say, well, how you feel? Because if you read this book, the God of this book will give a good goddamn about how you feel. This book never says, well, you can keep the Passover if you feel like keeping it this year. Depends on how you feel. What do you feel like doing? It doesn't say that. It tells you to do something. Thou shalt not. Okay? That's what this book tells you. Go ahead.
If I could, so it's so heavy, like how you put it. I'm saying your only free will, if you want to call it that, is to serve the Most High or not serve the Most High.
Right.
Just like listen, it's just like your landlord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can choose if you want to pay the rent or not pay the rent. We're gonna find out what happens when you don't pay the rent. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're gonna find out what happens when you obey the law or when you don't obey the law. Right.
Listen, here's the thing about it too. There's a life to be lived. There's a wonderful life to be lived serving the Most High power. Hey, there's an alternative life to be lived. You might think it's wonderful. It might physically feel good to smoke weed and smoke crack and fuck whores. You know what I mean? But at the end, it's going to be fiery indignation. We're about to read it right now. Okay? So it's either you serving the Most High or you not. Okay? Hebrews 10:26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sin. Okay? Like, yes, we were born into sin. Yes, we didn't know that celebrating Christmas was wrong. We didn't know celebrating our birthday was wrong. I didn't know, you know what I mean, getting down with this woman and then just tossing her away and moving on to the next one was wrong. But now I know. Now I know there's laws. Now I know there's a way for me to conduct myself in the earth. Now I know, you know what I mean, how I'm supposed to live. And that is serving the Most High God of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Doing what he said to do. Okay? Okay, verse 27. But a certain fearful looking for judgment, okay? Like if you tell a Christian that the laws are done away with, are not done away with, and they still want to say the laws are done away with, listen, they might act like, you know what I'm saying, everything's good and wonderful, but you know what I mean, like they're going to be looking for destruction. You know what I'm saying? Something's going to happen in their life to where they're going to be like, God darn, you know what I mean? I know, I feel it. Something's coming. You know what I mean? Something, you know what I mean? Like, because when you leave them with the truth, it's going to be in their mind. You know what I'm saying? They can't get away from it. They can't act like they never heard it. Okay. Now that's that looking for that fiery indignation. Okay. Which shall devour the adversary. And the adversary can be Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people. If you're going against these laws, statutes, and commandments, you are the adversary, okay? You are not, you're not Christ, a follower of Christ. You're going against the law, statutes, and commandments, okay? Okay, so let's go to, what was it? Romans?
You wanted 1 John?
1 John 2 and 3. Right. Then we'll go to Romans 6 and 15. No, Romans 6 and 1, my bad. So first we'll go to 1 John chapter 2, verse 3. Okay. 1 John 2 and 3.
1 John 2 and 3. Oh,
2 verse 3. Yes, go ahead.
1 John 2 and 3. And hereby we know that we know him, if we keep his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandment, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of the Most High Power perfected. Hereby known we that we are in him.
Right. So just for future reference, when you see that capital G and the O and the D, that's just power. Okay. So you could just say the power. Okay. Most High Christ. But whosoever keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of the power perfected. Hereby know we that we are in him. Okay. So this is like, if you're a Christian, and we giving you the truth, we telling you the law are not done away with, and you want to tell me about how you feel, okay? Well, then you're not falling in line with this, okay? Because nowhere in this book does it say, you know what I mean, you have free will to keep the laws or not, okay? If you want to say you're a Christian and you follow the Most High and you follow Christ, then you're supposed to be keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments right here. It's telling you that right here, okay? And if you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and you're talking about how you feel, and you know what I mean, what you want, then you're a liar. You don't love the Most High, okay? So let's go to Romans 6, chapter 6 and verse 1, okay? Romans 6 and 1.
Romans 6 and 1. What shall we say then?
What shall we say then? Now that I've told you the truth, now that I've told you the laws, statutes, and commandments are not done away with, okay, now that I've told you you can't live a horrible life and try right before you die to be able to, you know, ask God to forgive you for all your horribleness, for all your, you know, wickedness, for everything you've done knowing that you were wrong. You did this willfully. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
Right. That's the whole thing with his question was grace. Do they get grace? All they got to do is ask the Most High to forgive them for their sins right before they die. Okay? What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Hell no. Okay? That's the answer to that. Okay? That's the answer to that. When you have been told the truth and you know the truth, then you are sinning willfully. Read it from the top again, Carvel.
Romans 6, 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
The grace that, you know what I mean, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians want so bad. Like you want to just continue in sin and just like, do you get continual grace from the, let's just be realistic, okay? When you are late on your light bill, right, you can get a grace period. Hey, Esau will give you 30 days to come up with that money. But do you think grace is going to abound? If you don't you just say, well, I ain't got it again, there's no more grace. Okay? And our power, he created everything in the earth. Okay? He created everything. You think that he's just going to forgive you for all your wickedness? He's just going to let you he told you to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Now you think you got free will and you don't have to? No, that's not it. Okay? The men in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge have told you that the laws are not done away with. Okay, we broke it down to you, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Okay? So you continue to sin, there is no more grace. Keep reading.
God forbid. How shall we?
Read it again.
God forbid.
God forbid. The question is, shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? God forbid. Hell no. The Most High forbid it. It's not happening. Okay? Once you know the truth, there is no more grace. Grace no more, there is no more grace. You just ran out. Grace no longer abounds. Okay? Keep going.
How shall we that are dead to sin?
Right. Now you talking to a Christian, and they telling you, you know what I'm saying, that God knows their heart. God loves them, this, that, and the third. So what it's saying is they're supposed to be dead to sin, meaning they don't sin no more. But if you're eating pork, you're a sinner. Okay? If you celebrate Christmas, you're a sinner. If you're eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, if you're sleeping with somebody outside the 12 tribes, you are a sinner. Okay? So if you say you're a Christian and you're doing all these things, then you're not dead to sin. You're alive in it. Sin is alive and well in your life. Okay? Keep reading.
That are dead in sin, live any longer therein.
Right. If you say you're dead to sin, you don't sin no more. How in the heck are you still celebrating your birthday? How in the heck are you still celebrating Christmas? If you say that you love Jesus, you love the Most High God, you are dead to sin, you are Christian, well, why are you eating pork? Why are you celebrating? Why are you worshiping on Sunday? You know what I mean? You are dead to sin. No, you're not. Sin is alive and well in your life. And this, all you got to do is get in these classes. Okay? Just get in the class, man, and learn. You know, they're free classes. It's free. We're not asking, we don't pass the plate around 2 or 3 times every time, you know what I mean, until the treasury guy say, yeah, we good, you know what I mean? He be way in the back, right? And when the plate make it to the back, and then, you know,
right. He's in the key.
Yeah.
Like, that's my key. So the pastor's like, right. So we're gonna send the plate around.
Right. One more time. You know? But then it come back around again. You know, good to go. You know what I mean? We don't do that. Listen, I'm not saying we don't have obligations in this school. Nigga, I'm sitting in a building with lights and water, and you know what I mean? We got obligations. Go ahead, man.
That's crazy because they'll never struggle to pay the light bill or the rent. They're gonna make sure that they send it around a few times until they can pay the rent, the light bill, and get us a new car.
Yeah.
You know,
And pay his mortgage.
Pay their mortgage.
Right.
Pay a couple of it's a law to pay tithes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And it's like pulling teeth with paying tithes, right? But in the church, they open up their pockets. They get what they don't have. They can't pay their rent because they're trying to give money to the church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the Bible says that you're supposed to pay tithes because that's how the men of the Most High eat. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't get paid. This is their job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
This is a job.
This is a job. Full time.
Y'all might not know it. This is a job. Okay? Doing things, trying to, raise up Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people, trying to teach them and tell them these laws, statutes, commandments. It's a full-blown job. Okay? This is my job, and I have a slavery. I spend more time doing this, researching and doing things than I do for the slavery. Okay, this is a full-blown job. And like you were saying a minute ago, like, we have obligations, but the church may not, they don't struggle to pay their light bill. But we do, because it's so few of us in the truth. You know what I'm saying? And guess what happens when the few that's in here are not able to come together enough and get what we need to pay a light bill or a rent bill or whatever. It's certain men in here, they're gonna dig in their own pocket. They're gonna go to their own bank account, pull it out, and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the fucking job. You know what I mean? Now I'm taking care of Black people by making sure we can come to them live and tell them what's what and be here to answer their questions. So when they finally get bust up aside the head enough and they come into class, I'll be here. I'll be here live and they can get it in. You know what I'm saying? It's the part of the job, okay? So that's what, you know what I mean? That's what it is, okay? We teach black people the truth about the Bible. And the truth says that laws are not done away with, that you can't sin willfully and then wait for you the moment you're about to die and ask the Most High to forgive you. And you know, you're all good to go. It's because I can tell, I remember that was a thing when I was little. They used to teach you, well, you better, everything you better, anything ever happens, you better say your last prayer before you know what I mean? Like, you on the corner selling weed and crack and everything. Well, I tell you, hey, go down today, dog. Well, hope you can say your last prayer. Nigga, that's not gonna help me. What's gonna help me is get the heck off this corner and stop selling weed and crack. You know what I mean? Stop killing my people. That's what's gonna help me. Go ahead, what you got?
And that's literally a phrase too. Like people, you hear it in movies.
Yeah.
Say your last prayer.
Right.
That's literally a phrase.
Right.
People say that.
Yes.
Say your last prayer as if this is gonna be the one that gets you there.
Man, it's crazy, man. And that's the whole point. Like they don't even know what heaven is. Like it's so much, you know what I mean? Like I can only give you so much, you know what I mean, in one class, you know what I'm saying? So heaven is not a place you go when you die, okay? You know, and people, it's so crazy because it's all right here in front of our face. You know what I mean? Brothers on this corner right now, struggling, homeless, and they look across that water over there, they be like, man, them crackers in heaven, man. That's heaven. Rulership is heaven, according to the Bible, okay? And you're never gonna get rulership as a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian until you stop sinning willfully, okay? Until you start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's when you're gonna get heaven. Not what the white man taught you. You gotta work as a good slave, then die and go to heaven, which makes no sense. So that must mean he's never going to heaven. The white man's never going to heaven because he doesn't work hard and get up from 6 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. So he must never, none of them going to heaven. Only niggas going to heaven then, huh? Good night. Come on, man. But that's what they taught you. They taught you that. Be a good worker. Work hard. Like people, they push that today. Look, people push that on their children today. Look, little Johnny, just work hard. Be a hard worker, and you can achieve anything. Man, who wants to work hard? Work hard? Are you serious? Good night. That's crazy, man. You know what I mean? So we've been lied to, okay?
Like, okay, ask Ulysses S. Grant, or what's the other Thomas? What's the dude on the dollar, on the $20 bill? Whatever. All of them.
Yeah, all
ask them if they
all their
worked
idols.
hard. Ask them if they worked hard, or if they hired, or not even hired, or if they enslaved some Black or Hispanic
to work hard for them. So they can have heaven on earth. But the white man said listen, okay, just work hard for me. So I can have heaven right here, but your heaven will be when you die. You believe me, right? Trust me, right? Trust me. It's crazy.
And then you wonder why, but like Black people don't fear death. Like not fear.
They want to die.
It's like they want to die.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, shoot.
Right.
If this what I got waiting on me,
right.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm gone.
Yeah. So that's why you see crackheads walking in the middle of the streets. Certain people just ready to go because they think in their mind when they die there's something better. And you know what I mean?
Work hard. They did more overtime than necessary. Got high as hell.
Yeah. Everything. That's what I was saying. You read my mind. You can see it in my face.
I'm okay.
It's so crazy because this is what we've been taught from our oppressor. I was watching, the football was on, all weekend. So somebody always died in their world. One of them old white men finally passed away. Mm-hmm. And they was like, he's in a better place now.
Right.
I'm thinking, how the hell you know where he at? You know what I mean? Like, and that's crazy too, because everybody died, they go to a bed. None of them never say he went there. Oh, that nigga, And he went to hell.
He in a better place. Has a hole in the ground. That's a better place. I can name a few places better than that.
Yes. Okay.
How about home? He's in a better place now. Okay, well, he had a mansion and like 12 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Every car he can afford.
Mm-hmm. All right.
He's in a better place now.
Okay. Anything else we got in the chat?
We got a question in the chat.
Okay.
Callie Grind. Okay, let's use.
No, go ahead.
Callie Grind want to break down the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 6.
Psalms 23 and 6. Make sure everybody's signing in using that sign-in sheet, okay? Go ahead.
I'm gonna just start at 1.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second. What was her question?
She just want to break down. I don't know if there's anything specific she saw.
1 through 6?
No, she just wanted to break down 6, but
okay.
For context, go.
Yeah, you can start at 1.
All right, book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Most High forever.
Most High Christ. David was like a poet.
Yeah.
King David was like a poet, man. Like, this sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
But what is this saying? You know what I mean? Like, he's saying, the Most High is my shepherd. Okay? So what is a shepherd? Go ahead.
Someone who protects sheep.
Right. Someone who protects sheep.
Watches over.
Okay, so also if you got a shepherd and you're the sheep, what do you do to the shepherd? If you're the sheep and there's a shepherd, what are you going to do? Like, the shepherd's there. Okay. I don't know how to. Okay, I'll just give it to you. It says, the Most High is my shepherd. I shall not want.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the shepherd guides the sheep.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, he protects it.
Mm-hmm.
Shepherd tells, okay, sheep, don't go over there. Sheep, don't eat that. Sheep eat, sheep, lay down and go to sleep now, or what, you know what I mean? Like, the shepherd is saying the Most High, David's saying the Most High is his shepherd. So that means he's going to do and follow what the Lord said. You understand? He's going to do and follow what the Lord said. That's why the Lord is his shepherd. Okay? The Lord is going to protect him. Only if he follows the shepherd. You know what I mean? If he doesn't follow the Most High as his shepherd, how is the Lord going to protect him? Right. If he's following Christmas, how is the Lord going to protect him? Right. If he's, following anything Esau lays out for you to do, if you're following Buddhism or whatever, how is this God going to protect you? When you're following something else, you have to follow this. You have to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. You have to follow this God. Okay? Keep reading. I'm selecting. Go ahead and read it again from verse 2.
Okay. Verse 2. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures.
Now, if I follow the Most High, I got it made.
Yeah.
And that's what Deuteronomy 28 tells you. You follow the Most High, you keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, you'll have green pastures. You'll have rulership. Okay, keep going.
He leadeth me beside the still waters.
Right, that means, you know what I mean, like, there's no storms, you know what I mean, like, it's calm, you know what I mean, like, just imagine, you want to lay down and chill next to, like, some rapids, or you want to just hear, you know, some nice, soft, trickling water going by, you know, nice and calm, you know what I'm saying? If the Lord is in you keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, he is your shepherd, your life will be calm. Even if you can't pay the light bill, in your mind, you're calm because you know it's a test, like we said the other night. You know everything has a time and season. Okay, if you understand, you follow the Most High, that's going to be you're going to have peace. Okay, keep going.
He restored my soul.
Mm-hmm.
He led me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake.
For his name's sake. That's wonderful. You know what I'm saying? What did Christ do? Christ always, you know what I'm saying, gave the glory to the Most High. And we're supposed to be following Christ, right? He's the one who came and broke it down to the bone gristle, right? Sacrificed himself for everybody. Said they love Christ. You know what I'm saying? Christ always said, you know what I mean, that the glory should go to the Most High, his Father, okay? He restored my soul. And that's what I was just saying a little while ago, like, even if something's going, you know what I mean, something you're not perfect right now in your life. You know what I mean? You just think about the Most High, think about these laws, statutes, commandments, think about, you know what I mean, your power, and you know what I mean, like, you will have calm, you know what I'm saying? He leadeth me to lie. So like he leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Man, that's wonderful. Like there is no, like without the Most High, there is no right or wrong. He created right and wrong. Okay, and if you following the shepherd, then you're gonna be in righteousness. Okay, and it'll be for his name's sake. You know what I mean? Like it'll be, people see you're so righteous and everything, just like with Job, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, because, you know what I mean, Job told him, you know what I mean? Like, well, we're not supposed to get good and not expect some evil, you know what I'm saying? And it's for the Most High, you know what I'm saying? Everything, the God of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the one and only true living God, created the heavens and earth, okay? He deserves for everything to be for his, you know what I mean, for his glory. And he requires it. Okay? Keep reading.
Verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
Now that's heavy. You know what I mean? Like, because look, we walking in the shadow in the valley. We walk in the valley of the shadow of death every day in the hood. Just being a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you walking in the shadow of the valley of death. You know what I mean? Death is all around you. You know what I'm saying? Like at any moment, the flashing lights. You know, I was in the dang auto parts store, and the guy was telling the story about, man, the lights were behind me, and I didn't know it. And when I saw it, I finally pulled over, and they were like, "Why didn't you stop?" and all this. And I was like, man, that's a heavy thing to have them lights on behind you. You know what I mean? If you're black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you did nothing wrong. But when them lights come on, man, that's the shadow of death. That's the valley of the shadow of death. You know what I mean? You walk in a store, you know you're not there to steal. You're not there to do nothing wrong, but you feel like you know, you in the shadow valley of death. They watching you, you know what I'm saying? At any moment, you know, something can go wrong. Not in your favor, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Living in the ghetto, being Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, we have, our oppressor is a perpetual hatred for us. He seeks to kill us. He seeks to, you know what I mean, he seeks to kill us, he has a perpetual hatred for us. Okay, so every day that he's in rulership, we are walking in the shadow of the valley of death. Okay, death is all around us, and there will be no justice for it until Christ returns. Because you expect the white man to punish his own brother? It's not happening. Okay, keep going.
Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
That's these laws, statutes, and commandments. You read these laws, you read, you know what I mean, these scriptures. This is, you know what I mean, what, you know what I mean, is going to comfort you. The breakdown and the understandings, everything has its time and its season. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be your comfort. Keep going.
Like I have to skip something. It says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me.
Right, Most High Christ. We listen, when them lights come on in the school, you in the school, yeah, man, what, you know what I mean? What is it? You know what I'm saying? What you got? You know what I mean? We know what to say, what not to say. We know what to do, what not to do. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, an average before the school, the lights came on, nigga, it's just a feeling. Your whole stomach just go, ugh, you know what I mean? Like, and you like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what did I do? Because like, we've all heard the stories. We all know is this crack about to come and just bust my head for nothing? We've seen it happen. We've seen our people, but listen. Right here it says, though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Okay? How do you know that the Most High is with you? If you're keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. If you know the truth, you know what I'm saying? And like we was reading earlier, you know what I'm saying? If you know the truth and you keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, that's what we just read in what was it? 1 John chapter 2 and verse 3 through 5. This is how you know that by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, this is how you know that you are in the Most High and the Most High is in you. Okay? So if you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, okay, the Most High is with you. Okay? Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. The law, statutes, and commandments, okay? The book, these words right here, these laws, okay, these judgments, everything that's in here, designed for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, this is what's going to comfort you. Okay? Keep reading that, Tazar.
Okay. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over.
Right. The Most High has prepared that table, rulership for you. He's prepared rulership for Black people, man. All we got to do is come to the table, okay? All we got to do is come to the table, Aitazal. Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments right in the face of my enemy. The Most High has prepared a table for me, okay? Even though our oppressor hates us, the Most High has prepared a table for me, okay? But I got to keep these. It's something I got to do. You know what I mean? It's something we got to do. We got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, okay? Keep going.
Verse 6, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Most High forever.
Right. That's if you keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, okay? He that endureth to the end, right? Let's get that one to go with this, you know what I mean? You got to endure to the end to get, to receive, you know what I mean, what the Most High has for you, okay? You gotta keep these laws, statutes, and commandments till the end. Okay, that's who the kingdom of heaven is for. That's who rulership is for. Okay, that's who rulership is for. Okay, because like it said in the scriptures, all of what does it say? All of Israel shall be saved, right? All of Israel shall be saved. But who's gonna be the rulers? Who's gonna be the government? Okay, who's gonna be over God's chosen people? Okay, it's him that endured to the end. Okay, so these laws, statutes, and commandments. This is a wonderful scripture, man. King David, man, he laid it down flat. He's such a poet. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Okay, and I will dwell in the house of the Most High forever. Okay, that's getting rulership. Okay, King David, he's talking about reincarnation, if you know it or not. You know what I mean? That's that forever, over and over again, forever. You know what I'm saying? You die with a silver spoon in your mouth, you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Okay? What you got?
If I could, I was just going to piggyback off what you're saying, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, like you said, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Like again, like you said, this is for them that keep the law, statutes, like David said. You know what I'm saying? I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Mm-hmm. How does the Lord be with you? You gotta do what he said. You got how does a shepherd, protect his sheep from fears and evil? They follow him. If they follow something else and they can't, he run off, he gonna get hit by a wolf. You know what I'm saying? So the house, you know what I'm saying, it's talking about protection. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's what you get in a house. You have a house for protection.
Right.
From the elements, from other people, from other things. You know what I'm saying? It's a house, it's the Lord's house. Mm-hmm. Because it's protected by the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking about.
That's right. That's right. That's heavy what you said. Like you bring it out, you know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna get protection from the Most High? How is the shepherd gonna protect you if he's telling you to stay over here? Right. But you're over there with the wolves.
Can't protect you over there.
Who's the wolves?
Shoot, the ones that wear sheep clothes.
Right.
Christians.
Esau, the Christians. You in the Christian church. You right there in the house. You in the house of wolves. You're supposed to be over here with the shepherd. Okay? But you over there in the house of wolves, saying God loves everybody. You know what I mean? And you're gonna get eaten. You know what I mean? Something's gonna happen. There's no protection over there. Yeah. No protection for you over there. What they even tell you in this world, what do they say? They say, what is one of the things they say? They say every man for himself or something like that. You know what I mean? Like they have sayings in this society, in this world, to let you know that it's every man for himself.
Survival of the fittest.
Survival of the fittest. But if you read these laws and you keep these laws as a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you're in a family. You're in a house. Okay, it's not every man for himself. You doing bad, I'm gonna go a mile with you and an extra mile with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna give you my coat, I'm gonna give you my cloak too. You know what I'm saying? You in a family now. This is protection. Out there in Esau's world, it's every man for himself. Survival of the fittest. Okay? And that's what this whole thing is talking about. The whole little chapter here, 23. Okay? What else you got?
Matthew 13 and 13.
Matthew 13 and 13. Okay, and that's endure to the end. Right? Okay. If you would read that for me, Carvel.
I had Matthew 24:13. You wanted Matthew?
Yeah, I think they both the same. It's Matthew's accounting.
Give me Matthew 13. What'd you say?
Mark 13.
Mark 13. Okay, Mark 13 and 13. Let's see what the officer got first, and then we can go to yours.
Mark 13 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that shall endure unto the end, same shall be saved.
Yeah, that's, you know what I mean? That's keeping the law, statutes, commandments. This is coming out of Christ's mouth. Okay? This is coming out of Christ's mouth. This can even go to like what he was brought out earlier about, you know what I mean? If you could just say, God forgive me right before you die. Nah, you have to live your whole life. Once you find out about the truth, you have to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments and endure. You know what I mean? Because, you know, life is a fight. The generals taught me that. You know what I mean? Everything is a fight, Itazar. Like, it's a fight to get up in the morning. It's a fight, you know what I'm saying, to get to the class. It's a fight to, you know, read scriptures when you're at home alone. Life is a fight. It's a fight not to go off, you know, and do stuff. It's a fight to follow this shepherd and not go off and do that. Life is war, man, and you're right here in your mind. You're fighting all the time. And you have to endure that fight or you won't be saved. You won't get the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? You'll just be a pedestrian. You know what I mean? You'll all of Israel will be saved. Don't get me wrong, but you'll be in the field somewhere supervising Edomites. Okay? I don't want to be. I hate them enough in this life. I don't want to be around them in the next life. You know what I mean? I want to be somewhere. You know, I can just drive by. You know, I can drive by. Yep, that's them, all right.
Zoom in on them on the touch in the hill. Oh, look at them. Look at them.
Okay, right.
Running around like ants.
Right.
Honey, look at this. Look at this, honey. I'm so glad I bought this.
Right. Get a crystal ball. All right. So yeah, we have to. Right out of Christ's mouth, you have to endure to the end, Carvel. We got to endure to the end. Okay? Cali grind. You got to endure to the end. Okay? You got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's the only way that, you know what I mean, verse 20, Psalms 23, Psalms chapter 23 will be able to come to fruition in your life. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, okay? Now, what do you have, Carvel?
I had Matthew 24:13.
Yeah, it says the same thing. So
it says the same thing.
Yeah, one side of Christ. Okay.
If I may.
Go ahead.
That's the one thing I love about, you know, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Them niggas said the same thing.
They're saying the same thing.
God damn.
They're saying the same because it happened. It actually happened. And they just wrote it down. That's a good one.
But you know what's so crazy about what you just said?
Yeah.
We say the same thing in the school. Yeah. We say, I don't care if nigga is in Connecticut or California.
Yes.
We are saying the same thing. That's a real disciple. Yeah. They said what Christ, you know, said, and now here we are saying exactly what Christ said. We're not switching it up, you know, just so we can be able to lay down with whores or whatever, or sleep with somebody outside our family, or eat whatever we want to eat. We endure to the end. We follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. We're saying the same thing. On the Florida channel, the Atlanta channel, South Carolina, Tennessee, okay, California, Virginia, Philly. You get on any ISUPK channel, and we are saying the same thing. We're true disciples of Christ, okay?
Like it, sir, if I may.
Go ahead.
We're all on one accord.
Yes. That's definitely true. Okay. What else we got? That's all going on.
I didn't see any more questions.
That was it.
I don't know if that answers the sister's question, Kelly Graham.
She just wanted to break down, right?
Yeah. She just wanted to break down verse 6, Psalm 23:6.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I can go down the list and shout everybody out.
Go ahead. Let's go.
I'm just running to do it now. Magazar in the building. Obviously Magazar, obviously Isupk.
What's like one time for Officer Magazar, man, that brother has been putting in some work for the past, month or so, working on them signs. I mean, he's been at it, like calling me, telling me what it, you know what I mean? Like, I want to, just give that brother a good shout out. He's doing the work. And, it kind of reminds me of when I was, I was, hustling, making signs, and, up all night, cutting wood and stuff. And that's exactly what he's doing, man. I want to let him know I appreciate what he's doing, you know what I'm saying? Because, in a minute, we all gonna be saying the same thing at the same time in the Florida school. You'll have a South Florida camp going, mid Florida and a North Florida camp, all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? All at the same damn time. You know what I mean? So I big up to that brother. He's making that possible. The work he's putting in is making it, achievable for us to do that. Okay.
Isupk, obviously Isupk.
Outside Christ.
We got Kelly Graham, Princess Ra'aya.
Strong sister in the truth. Been rolling for a while, man.
We got
consistent.
Dapara Banyanya.
Another consistent.
We got Trooper Kanak.
Consistent.
Sister Bayana.
Consistent.
Nasha Yasha Ali.
Who's that?
Nasha.
Oh, man. Consistent.
We got Yanaqua.
Consistent.
Kanak.
Again.
Salaki. Yeah. And then we got Trooper Masha.
Masha consistent.
Yeah.
Brother, we gotta get over. We gotta make our way out west. Yeah. Get with that brother, man.
West Side.
West Coast. Out there isolated, man. We gotta get over there. Trooper Masha, we gotta get over there. You know what I mean? Kick it with the brothers, show them some brotherhood, man. Get over there, pass out supplies, go out to lunch or something. You know what I mean? We gotta get over there. We working on the trooper. We working on the trooper Masha. We working on getting over there and rocking it out with you. You know what I'm saying? Hanging out with you. Getting into some good brotherhood. Okay. What else we got? Anything you want to get into?
Well, yeah.
What you got?
Something on the topic of, the Isupk is the only authorized school, the only authority of the Bible.
That's heavy, man. Like I told you, the people knocked on my door, and I told the other neighbor, I came out a little later, came and went, and he's like, man, I saw you. I heard you. I guess he was looking out the window for me.
He was over there cheering for you. Yes.
You know what I mean? Because they come to my door. I'm like, man, I didn't want to give it to him like this, but I had to. So he gonna read something. I'm like, what is that? I took over in my class now. So what does that mean? He can't even break it down. No, that's not what that means. You know what I mean? Like, go to this scripture, do this, do that. You know what I mean? So he, little lady saw me that day. He's like, I saw you. I heard you say that. Go to this, go to this. I say, see, man. And and that's what I'm saying, because I told them. I say, you guys have no authority to be out here teaching God's word. You know what I'm saying? If you're not teaching, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, under Commander General Yohana, that, the laws are not done away with, and this, that, you talking about the Mosaic law. Yes, I am. And it's not, nowhere does it say it's going, you know what I mean? So, I told him, you have no authority to be out here teaching God's word. You know what I'm saying? And I said, you need, get in class and, learn. That's what you need to do. Because you have no, understanding of the words that you are reading. Okay? These fools out here don't know. It's gonna come a time like we have the authority to tell them to get the heck up off the corner, but we don't do it because Christ. That one verse when Christ said that they're not against us, you know what I'm saying? Leave them alone, you know what I'm saying? But I have the authority under commanding General Yohana to tell you to get the heck up off the corner, you know what I mean? So shit, till that time comes, you know what I mean? Y'all better humble yourselves and get in these classes, man, and learn the truth about, who you are and these law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, what you got?
All right. All right, so this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11, 16. Ezekiel
11,
16.
Okay. He was hardcore with it, boy. Damn.
She's still back.
Yeah. Still. Okay. Okay. This is where they need to be at, y'all. Go ahead and read it. You want to break it down for them?
Yeah.
All right.
If I could, Carvel,
could you read? Go ahead and give me Ezekiel chapter 11 and verse 16.
Ezekiel 11, 16. Therefore say, thus saith Most High Power, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be them as a little sanctuary.
Read that part again.
In the country where they shall come. 17.
No, read from the middle again.
The middle? Okay. And although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Come on, you know what I'm saying? So if you could read that from the top of 16, what we could show?
All right. Ezekiel 11, 16 from the top. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord God, Most High Power.
Okay, real quick, pause. Now, everything the ISPK says is thus saith the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? If you ever hear, whether it's Commander Jerry Hunter, Officer Nashak, or, you know what I'm saying, an officer of 50 somewhere out here teaching the Bible, we always say, thus saith the Most High. Meaning we read straight from what the Most High said. We open this book and we go to, if we got a question, how many questions we gonna have in these classes? You know what I'm saying? Like people come with with questions, what do? We open up the Bible. Say, all right, well, let's go to such and such and so and so.
See what the Lord said.
Let's see what the Lord said. You know what I'm saying? That's why it tells us, say, thus saith the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Go to what God said. You know what I'm saying? What did God say here, man? Read on.
Thus saith the Most High power. Although I have cast them far off among the heathen.
Yeah, although we out here with the white people in America, or although we out there with the white people in France, the white people in Germany, although we out there in Asia with the chinks, you know what I'm saying? Although we in Australia, although we in, you know, South America somewhere with them heathens, you know what I'm saying? We out there.
Because like people think, you know what I mean, Mexico and South America and all the places are not run by heathens. They are.
Right. Exactly.
Those are the original Spaniards over there, man. That's right. You know what I'm saying? That's who's over there.
That's right.
Over our people, okay? Right. So we are scattered everywhere, like you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? The most I tell us, even though we scattered, read on.
Khan.
Yeah, read from there.
And also, I have
scattered.
Hold on.
Yeah, read from although. The first although.
Although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come.
Right. So although I have scattered them from far off among the heathen, meaning we in every country with every other nation of people. You know what I'm saying? It was one point in time we had our own land. You know what I'm saying? Well, it was us, surrounded by us. And then you probably got some heathens, you know, that just, you know, knew that how great we were as a people and said, man, I don't know, I gotta go live over there with them. Y'all devils, man, I can't live around y'all. You know what I'm saying? And they were under strict rules and all that, you know what I'm saying? But it was a point in time where we had our own land. You understand? Which is what the verse actually above this says. I mean,
but like what you're saying is true, because you can read it in Exodus, okay? Right. Okay? Exodus, you know, when we came out, you know, when we came out of our slavery and we made that new covenant with the Most High, you know what I'm saying? He gave us land. He gave us, he kept his part of the bargain.
That's right.
Okay, he gave us land. He killed everybody and gave us land. And we were neighbors. Each tribe was a neighbor to another tribe, to another tribe, and to another tribe. Okay, we were neighbors. Okay, now we're scattered.
To every country.
And guess what? What you're reading, this is a punishment.
Yes.
Okay, because the Most High is still keeping his part of the bargain. Because when he said, you don't keep your part, then I'm gonna do this. So he doesn't change. Okay, this punishment, okay, is from us not keeping our part of the bargain. Keep going. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Carmel. Read from there.
17.
And although.
Okay. Although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries.
Stop. So even though he cast us off far off with all these heathens and put us in all these different countries, you know what I'm saying, which is why you got an ISUPK Florida, and an ISUPK Canada, Montreal, and an ISUPK UK, and an ISUPK Honduras, ISUPK Brazil, Panama, so on and so forth. The reason why ISUPK is all over the place, let's read that again.
And although I have scattered them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries.
Because we are scattered among the countries, man. We scattered. Our people are scattered across every country in the world, man. This is why we out there. You know what I'm saying? You think it ain't Israelites in Africa? It's Israelites in Africa. You understand? It's Israelites all over this place, man, because we were scattered. You understand? The Most High scattered us because we sinned against him, because we went against his law, statutes, and commandments. So now he sends the ISUPK to do. Wait, read on. Let me not jump the gun. Go ahead.
Yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary.
Be to them as what?
Yet I will be to them as a little sanctuary.
A little what?
A little sanctuary.
What's the sanctuary?
It's like a safe house.
Okay.
That's I guess.
You got a definite. You got a dictionary.com or something to back it up. No, I mean, let's give them the full breakdown, right? So give me the definition of if you got a compact Bible dictionary, you look up in the Bible dictionary. If it's not there, you can look up, Merriam-Webster or Oxford or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So give me the definition of what a sanctuary is, just so you know what I'm saying, for educational purposes.
Sanctuary. The sacred place.
Hold up, Salaki. What's your source?
Where are you reading it from?
KJV Bible Dictionary.
All right. Yeah, you always give your source. You know what I'm saying, especially in a teaching setting. You know what I mean? You got people listening, and they're learning just right along with you. You know what I'm saying? Or however the case may be. You want to give your source so that people can go back and do their own research, because this ain't our words, and we let it be known this ain't my word. You know what I'm saying? If I'm reading something in this Bible, I'm gonna tell you I'm in the King James Bible, and I'm reading in Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16. You know what I'm saying? So that people can go back and say, oh, shoot, it's right here. There it is right there. You know what I'm saying? Let me open up this King James Bible dictionary. Oh, there goes sanctuary. You know what I'm saying? What he said was true. So, you know what I'm saying? Give your source, the word, and hit me with it.
That was Salakia, KJV Bible Dictionary, sir.
Salakia, real quick. Officer Kazak Damar says, Shalom, Lord of Christ.
Shalom, sir. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah.
Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah, sir. All right, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
The sacred place, particular among the Israelites.
Sacred place, particularly
among the Israelites.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So what would that be if today? Like, you know what I'm saying? What would you call the sanctuary today?
Khan. I mean, Salakia. Isupk.
That's right. That's it. There you go. Most time,
take it a step further.
All right, go ahead. Go. Hit him with a headshot. Go further with it. You know what I'm saying? Expound on that.
Israelites. The most.
Give it to him like this.
Yeah, Isupk, Florida.
Right, the school.
Yeah.
That's why I said, you know what I mean? You would have all these sanctuaries. There's a school.
Right.
Like Paul had schools.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Paul set up the 12 schools, right?
Right.
So right after Christ, it was Paul had the schools set up, and he taught blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Now who's in charge of the schools?
Right. You know what I'm saying? The head, the priest.
Commanding.
Oh, right. Okay, so like commanding.
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you. I get it.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Paul set it up at first.
Right.
Commandery.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know
Well,
what I mean?
that's one side of Christ. Go ahead. Because I don't, you know me.
Oh no, it's all good, sir. So you know what I'm saying? That's the sanctuary. Read that part again.
Sanctuary, a sacred place.
In the Bible, Salaki. My bad. In the Bible. Read from yet will I be to them.
Okay. You want me to start from the top? 16.
Just start at yet will I be to them.
Okay. Yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the country
Right,
where
stop.
they shall come.
Stop. Isupk Honduras. Read it again.
Yet I will be to them as a little sanctuary in the country where they
Stop.
shall come.
Isupk UK. Read it again.
Yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the country where they shall
Stop.
come.
Isupk Trinidad. Read it again.
Yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the country where
Stop.
they shall come.
ISUPK. ISUPK. Did I say UK? Jamaica. You
Yet,
understand? Read again.
yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the country where they shall come.
Right. The ISUPK is ordained by the Most High to be in every country wherever Black people, Hispanic people, and Native Indians are. Man, that's the ISUPK in the Bible. Man. That is us. That's what we do. This is why Commander General Yohana gives the order to go and take ground in these different places. You know what I'm saying? In Florida, in New York, in Cali, in Montreal, Canada. You understand? Brazil. Everywhere there's Black people, Hispanic people, Native Indian people, you will find the ISUPK there. Because this is what the Most High said. Ezekiel said, man, thus said the Most High. You know what I'm saying? The Most High said that he's going to put a sanctuary in every country where we are, man. All right? You can drop that. Shoot, you could read on if you want to read on.
Yeah, let him read.
All right, go ahead. Read 17.
Con. 17. Therefore say, thus saith the Most High Power.
That's heavy. This is what you're supposed to say. It says, therefore say. This is what we say in the school. Thus saith the Most High. Okay? We don't say our own words, okay? We tell you what this book, what the Most High say, the words that are in, like Christians so crazy, you know what I mean? Like they say God spoke to them, Christ talked to them, and this, that, and the third. The only way Christ is talking to somebody or the Most High is talking to somebody is through these words right here. These words is how the Most High communicate with his people, okay? This book right here is how he tells you what you should or should not do in life, and not what you think or how you feel. Okay? Keep going.
From the top. Therefore say, thus saith the Most High Power. I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel.
What does that sound like?
Man.
Like, my bad.
Go ahead. What's up?
No, I'm saying, Carver, now what does that sound like?
Rulership.
I mean,
listen, read, if I could, read it one more time, right?
From the top. Therefore say, thus saith the Most High Power, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the country where ye have been scattered.
Right. What does that sound like?
All four corners of the earth.
Right. Right.
That's
right. So what is it saying when it says, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where you have been scattered? What is that?
People that have their feet on our necks.
Said it's one more time. I said, and I will even gather you from the people, right? And assemble you out of the countries. So yeah, we scattered around the people, but what is it saying when it says and assemble? What does the word assemble mean?
Assemble.
Assemble.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, go ahead. When in doubt, Google it out. Or open up your Bible dictionary. Not to cut that out.
Okay. Oh. Officer Gazal,
Lock it.
the water, sir. I got it. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Got it? Okay. Gathered together in one place.
Kalaki, you gotta give me the source and then what you read.
Like, Google, sir.
Google what? Oxford language
Dictionary.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. What's the word?
Assembly. Gathered together in one place for a common purpose.
Right. One place for one common purpose. What is that? What do we call that?
Isupk, keep the commandment.
Hey, that's a safe answer. That's a very safe answer. You're right. It's one body. You know what I'm saying? One body, one spirit. You understand? We got one mind. I was in the shot, just said it earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got brothers in all different places and countries, and we all saying the same thing for the same purpose. To free blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians from captivity and put them in rulership. You understand? So that's what it's talking about in verse 17, man. We're gonna be gathering together and assembling ourselves, man. We're gonna get organized. You understand? That's the UPK. Since 1969, it's always been that way. We haven't left. You understand? We haven't switched up our doctrine. We haven't started letting people in that we wouldn't have let in before. None of that. You understand? We are gathering ourselves together, like Zephaniah said. This is Zephaniah 1, 2 and 1. You understand? That's what we've done. That's what the Most High said to do. You understand? So read on.
You want me to go back to the scripture, to the precept?
Yeah. Verse 17.
Okay, 17. Therefore say, from the top. Therefore say, thus saith the Most High Power, and I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the country where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel.
And do what?
There we go.
Give you the land of Israel.
What we organizing for? Looks like
Nah, but like it's saying, you know what I mean? Like he's taking you out of these people. So now you're not going to call yourself an African American. Now you're not going to call yourself a Mexican. Now you're not going to call yourself a Puerto Rican. He's bringing you out of that, into when Christ returns into, you know what I mean, our own land, like you were saying. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know what I mean? Like, man, I say it every class, man, these words in this book, it's like honey, man.
Absolutely.
It's like honey. When you know these scriptures and you know these breakdowns and you understand, this is like honey, man. This is wonderful. This is like what we just read in Psalms 23 and 6. Okay? This is, you know what I mean? Like, this, if you follow the Most High, this is how you're gonna lay down in green pastures. And he's gonna give you Israel. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, this is wonderful.
There's not one scripture, sir. There's not one scripture in this whole Bible that contradicts another.
No, they all, yep, you're right.
They all flow together like
here a little, there a little. Like a puzzle, it all comes together. You know what I mean?
This piece connects to that piece, and
yeah. Zeke never said nothing Yahushua didn't say. You know what I'm saying? Zeke didn't say nothing. Let's put it like this. Zeke didn't say nothing Moses didn't say. Zeke didn't say nothing that, you know what I mean, Noah didn't say. You know what I mean? Zeke didn't say nothing King David didn't say. You know what I mean? Like, here we go again. We're all on the same, you know what I'm saying? The same thing.
The same purpose.
Same thing, man.
That's right.
Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, understanding who you are. If you don't know who you are, then you'll think that the laws are done away with. You know what I'm saying? But if you know who you are and you realize you're in slavery, you realize you're in punishment, you realize your condition, and why you're in the condition, you'll be like, yeah, I need to get back to these laws. You know, I got to get back to them laws, man. God dang, you know? Right. And we've been trying to be a good slave for far too long. You know what I'm saying? We've been trying to be a good slave for way too long. And it's time to be a good servant to the Most High. Okay? That's what you should be trying to do. Be a good servant to the Most High. Stop being a goddamn good slave to the oppressor. Okay? Go ahead.
That's it on that. If you want to get something, think about Amos 9:9, but I think it's another one.
You got no more questions in it? That's what we're here for, man. Ain't anybody got no questions? Again, Officer Gazak served the water for the breakdown. I got it. I appreciate it. Most High Christ.
All right, real quick.
If I could, before we run out of time, I sent out a text, a group text. I had to send out 2 separate texts. And remember, I told you you can only put so many. They said I can't do no more than 21 people in the text. So I sent out a text to all the brothers, young men, troopers, and sisters in the school. Y'all got one text, and then all the officers got another text. But it's saying the same thing. I'm sure you saw the text, okay? So the school, we encountered a minor issue, okay? It's gonna take some monetary help for us to resolve it, okay? So if you could, if you have anything you can send in to the school to help us out, go ahead and send it to Officer Kazak's Cash App. If you don't have his Cash App, just hit me up and I'll get it to you, okay? So we can try to resolve it. We have to resolve this issue as soon as possible. So I appreciate, all the brothers and sisters that are in here and, being diligent. But, part of that diligency is, helping us in the school, resolve all the issues that come up, you know what I'm saying? So we definitely want to try to take care of that, okay? Go ahead.
Yeah. Could we get the book of 1 John chapter 2:19?
1 John 2:19.
Come.
They all sound good to me, like this all.
Sound great. They all good.
I'm telling you, they all sound good, man. Anywhere in this book, let's go there. You know what I mean?
All the time.
Yeah. You sound you crazy, boy. Don't do me like that.
Nah.
Go ahead.
1 John 2:19. They went out from us, but they were not of us.
Read from 18, so like read
18.
I wanted to bring this out because, of course, again, you know what I'm saying, the ISUPK, Commander Yohana is the only leader of Black Hispanics in their videos. And the ISUPK is the only school, the only organization, the only assembly authorized to teach and break down this book called the Bible. Right? So when you see other fake wannabe Israelite schools, wannabe priests and prophets, you understand, trying to break down these scriptures, but then they letting Africans into their congregation, You understand? They letting white people in their congregation. They letting murderers, rapists, and homosexuals in their congregation. They absolutely abandoning the laws of God. You understand? Absolutely abandoning the cultures of the Most High and of Israel. You understand?
Right, which requires us to be holy.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, go ahead.
So when you see that, man, you wonder, well, what's the difference from y'all and everybody else? Well, for starters, I'd say like this, man. The ISUPK has been ordained by the Most High to do what we do. You understand? And it's in every video. It used to be in every video. The disclaimer: if you're not in the ISUPK, you are not in the truth. Period. Point blank. These men, the men you see in these videos, are trained professionals. We've been trained to handle this business, and everybody else is playing copycat. You understand? So, if you could read from 18 of the show.
1 John 2:18 from the top. Little children, it is the last time. And as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come.
Right. Stop. Pause real quick. You understand? It says, little children, it is the last time, man. What is that saying? It's saying we're not going to have to go through this again, man. Christ is not about to come back and say, listen, y'all are effed up again. We got to do this over. This is the last time, man. This is it. It ain't going to be no more sacrifices. It ain't going to be no, pleading for Jacob. You understand? This is the last time. And what else?
This is the last time. And as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come.
That Antichrist shall come. What is the Antichrist?
Deceivers. Devil.
Give me give me exactly what an Antichrist is. Okay, break it down. You know what I'm saying? What is an Antichrist?
Would that be like false teaching, like was the preacher in the Christian church?
Ooh, okay. Why is the Christian Antichrist?
Because they're not keeping the commandment or teaching people so.
But they think they are.
They could think what they think, but I mean, outwardly, it's obvious that they're not.
Who is it obvious to?
It's like,
who is it obvious to?
It's obvious to the ISUPK.
That's fair. That's fair. That's safe. That is a safe answer. It is obvious to us. You understand? But unfortunately, everybody ain't in the ISUPK, and they haven't been taught. They've been taught by the Christians. So, like, they don't know that what they're being taught by the Christians is a lie or against God or against the Bible, right? So what makes them Antichrist is because when they speak, it ain't Christ's words. It ain't the Most High's words. You understand? Christ only spoke the Most High's words. You understand? Which is why even Ezekiel said, say, thus said the Most High. Which is what Christ did. He said, thus said the Most High. But what is coming out the Christian's mouth? Because you're right. Like when you gave that answer, basically you're right. You understand? So now I need you to bring me home with it. Why? How come when Christ spoke, it was the word? How come when Christ spoke, he wasn't so-called Antichrist, but when Christians speak, they are? What is the difference from what he was saying and what they're? What was the difference between what Ezekiel was saying and what they're saying?
What Ezekiel was saying is what the prophet before Ezekiel said, which they was on one accord. But what the Christians saying? Hold
up, wait, break it down a little better. Understand? What was the if Ezekiel was saying what the prophet was saying, then what was the prophet saying?
They were saying what Most High was saying.
That's right. That's it. Because they said what the Most High said. So what are the Christians saying?
They saying whatever to make them get that money. You know. They're saying what's not of the scripture.
So in the simplest way possible, what they're saying what then? If they're not saying what the script, who are they? What are they not saying?
They're not saying what the commandments are.
You gave me the answer. You basically gave me the answer the first when you answered for what Ezekiel was saying, right? Think about what Ezekiel was saying.
Okay, they're not saying what Christ said.
Yes. Who was Christ? What was Christ saying?
He was saying what his father said.
Man, I see what Captain said. I see what Captain Warby saying about me. So, like, yes, man, but like, all right. For time's sake, because we over the time, right? Yes, you're right. They're not saying what Christ said. And ultimately, they're not saying what the Most High said. Ezekiel said, thus saith the Most High. So the Christians, if they're not saying what Christ said, they're not saying what Ezekiel said, then they're not saying what the Most High said. And that makes them Antichrist. All right? There is not ookie spooky. It's not, some dark figure or dark shadow with glowing eyes that's going to, creep into your room at night and scare you in your sleep. That's not an Antichrist. You understand? An Antichrist is anybody who speaks against Christ.
Right.
God.
You are Antichrist.
Against Christ.
You against Christ. You an enemy. You an adversary. Because you teach against Christ. If you saying that Christ is a white man, you an Antichrist. If you saying that Christ said that the law is done away with, you are Antichrist. Because Christ himself said,
not one jot or one tittle.
Not one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from this law. Man. He didn't come to destroy the law. He came to fulfill the law. So if you're saying the opposite of that, then you are Antichrist. Read on. For sure.
Okay. 1 John 18 from the top. Little children, is the last time, and as ye have heard, that Antichrist shall come. Even now are they many Antichrists.
Even now are there many Antichrists. Why? How many churches are on your block?
4 or 5 church on a block.
How many Catholic churches are on the block in the reservation? I mean, in the barrio. You understand? How many popes are there? You understand? How many papal churches are there? How many Muslim mosques are there? How many anything that's contrary to what the Most High laid down? There's many. Read on.
Whereby
it's like it, and it said even now. Even when as Christ was sitting there right with them, it was Antichrist right there with them. You know what I'm saying? Around them. People that spoke against Christ, man. You understand? People that would throw Christ in prison for a few shekels. You know what I'm saying?
People that would kill him because what he said, he was saying the Most High's words, and they were saying something different.
Exactly.
Antichrist.
You are Antichrist, man. And Christ was only saying what the Most High said. He only did what the Most High told him to do. He died. He went up on the cross. He didn't want to do it.
Did it? Why?
Because the Lord told he was listen. He was not anti-God, for lack of a better word. You know what I'm saying? Christ was pro-God. I'll die. He was pro-law, statutes, and commandments. All that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it. He died. Even though he didn't want to, man. He gave his life. He went up on the cross. When he said, listen, this, you know what I'm saying, this be too much for me. But nevertheless, not my will, but the Most High will be done.
Hey, listen, we'll do the same thing.
Damn right.
We go out the camp, we risk our lives, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to die at camp, but hey, if you know what I mean, if that's what happens, that's what happens. But I'm gonna go out there and do my job, you know what I mean, and teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that the laws are not done away with, so they can, not be Antichrist. Okay.
Right.
If I may, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
If I may, sir, I remember you brought up something earlier with the Christian church. Tithe is a law, and that's the only thing they keep to the T in the Christian church.
Right. Right. That's the only, they're not antichrist on that, you know what I mean? They agree with you on that, right? So that's, you know what I mean? And that's what's so, you know, heavy and so prevalent. Like you can see that the only thing that they're about is money. And I don't know how, I mean, I don't see how people, you know, fall for it. These big mega churches, TDJ, all he doing is, you know what these guys are? They are, what do they call those people? Emotional speakers. What do they call them?
Motivational speakers.
Motivational speakers. That's all they are. They go out there and tell you gonna prosper. You just have to do this. They just motivational speakers, man. They have no real breakdown of this Bible. They're not authorized. You know what I'm saying? So they're just motivational speakers. Right. They're antichrist, and you know what I mean. We have to, you know, we have to expose them for who they are.
Right. Because they are not authorized.
Right.
They're not who the Most High sent. If they were who the Most High sent, they would be saying what the Most High said. You understand? But instead, they say what they want. They won't say what feels they want.
Didn't we just read it? It said you would be hated for my name's sake. Didn't we read that tonight? You would be hated for my name's sake. We read that. I think it was over maybe
few precepts.
Right. Like if you ain't hated in this world, but when you teach this, if people love you for what you said about this, then something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? We hate it. People hate us. Our own people hate us because we tell them other people are not going to be in the, you know, they're not going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. You know what I mean? Our own people hate us. Right. So if you ain't hated when you say thus saith the Lord, then you know something ain't right. Christ only with his own words said you will be hated for my name's sake. You know what I mean? For being Christ-like. Okay? Go ahead. Sorry.
That's good. Right, strong, man. Read on from there.
Okay, whereby we know that it is the last time.
Right. What does that mean? Whereby we know that it is the last time. What does the whereby mean?
Like, is it referring to like it's the last captivity?
Okay, whereby is saying like this is how you know.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's going to let you know that it's the last time.
Antichrist.
Yeah.
By seeing that, now you know this is the last time.
Now you know. You see all these antichrists? It's the last time, brother. You know what I'm saying? Get it together. This is it. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
19. They went out from us, that they were not of us.
But they were what?
They were not of us.
But they were not of us. They went out from us. Who? IUIC, GOCC, GMS, the new Touch with Jesus Israelite group of America. You know what I'm saying? Like these people, who did they learn their doctrine from? Who did they learn how to keep the law? Who did they learn that they were an Israelite from? You know what I'm saying? They learned it from the home of the truth, the Isupk. 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And guess what, man? They all went out from us, but they were not of us. Why? How do we know? Read on.
They all went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us.
This is how you know that they not of us. Because if they had been of us, read.
They would not doubt.
Read it again.
They would not doubt.
Read it carefully.
But if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us.
They would have continued with us with no doubt. You understand? With no doubt, they would still be here if they was of us. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, I know he went west. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going nowhere. Like this that brother home. You know what I'm saying? But of course, everybody ain't built like that. You know what I mean? You ain't One West, man. You ain't gonna stand the test. I'm gonna get my Cap Kahan on.
Oh, here we go.
if you know we live, hit subscribe. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? They know they knew that they couldn't stand in this because they weren't us, man. You guys know?
Nah, good.
All right, read on.
But they went out that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us.
Damn. They went out that they would make manifest they were not of us. There's a video out of some dude talking about those guys, they come hard. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's just how they are. They come hard, but we come a little soft. That's what he said. Those are his words. I lie not. If anybody can give me the video, we can drop it in the chat. But they said this so they can let it be known that we ain't them. We are not hardcore like they are. You understand? We are not soldiers like they are. We are weak, PUSSYs, man. You understand? We are not the men of the Lord. That's what it's saying right here. Read it again. But they went what?
God. That they might be made manifest that they were not all of us.
They might be made manifest that they were not all of us. You understand? They went and started another group that teaches, we can love white people. I can have sex with a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just need one wife in public.
Right.
Yeah, I can, we can still smoke some weed and grow out our dreadlocks because we're not like them. They don't let you grow out your dreads. In here, you can grow out your dreads.
We don't want to be holy.
Yeah, we don't, God said, God did away with all that holy stuff. Jesus did away with all that keeping the law stuff. We don't got to keep the law here. We're not like that. Yeah. So that's how you know that they're not of us. Man. You know what I'm saying? They left here because they wanted to sleep with whores. They left here because they wanted to get high. You understand? They wanted to be in love with their enemies and
You know what
I'm saying?
They wanted to be, with the oppressor.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Like, they want to do all the stuff the oppressor do. They can't let it go. You know what I mean? It's too delicious for them. You know what I mean? These laws is what's honey to me. That lifestyle is what's honey to them. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So that money is honey to them. Yeah. Filling their pocket. There's nothing wrong with no money.
No, money is a defense.
Yeah. That's right.
It's
the love of the money, man. What you gonna do for it? You gonna turn your back on your people for it? You gonna take a what is it called when you gonna call I snitch hotline?
A bribe or something?
You gonna take a bribe? You know what I mean? Well, this is how we know that you're not One West. That you are Antichrist. You know what I'm saying? You against Christ. You against waking up black people and against having the kingdom for black people. Your kingdom is here. You want this kingdom to be established. And you want your part in it, which is the same thing that those Pharisees and Sadducees wanted.
That's what they said up there.
That's what they said. Own mouth office in the shop. That's what they wanted. They said, if we don't do something about this, man, we're gonna be out of the job. We're gonna be out of the seat in this place.
They'd rather have that seat than to have the whole kingdom. You know what I mean? That's right. So you're right.
Meanwhile, the Isupk stood strong and stood on our own 10 toes since 1969. But that's it, though. That's all. It's like no sermon.
All right. So with that, you know what I mean? We're gonna go ahead and end the class. Okay, we're over the time. Like I said, we got Purim coming up. Okay. We got the Feast of Purim coming up. So get ready for that to be, in the building. 1628 Avenue E, Riviera Beach. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay, Purim, 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month, Sunday the 5th, Monday the 6th, March 2023. You can find that in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. Okay. Then we have the Passover coming up. Passover, 14th day of the first month, Saturday, April 1st, 2023. You can find that in the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 1 through 51, Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 4 through 5, and 1 Corinthians 5, 7 through 8, 2 Chronicles, Salakia, chapter 30, verse 17, okay? So, get ready for all that. We got all this stuff coming up. Pay your tithe, help keep these lights on, help keep, the brothers and sisters. Help us help other brothers and sisters, because we get, there's more than just ourselves. This is not about ourselves here. This is about the brotherhood we talked about earlier. The other brothers and sisters need help. And that's how we're going to help one another, okay? That tithing and donations, okay? So with that, I'm gonna let everybody, go ahead and salute y'all out so y'all can have a good, rest of your night or whatever. Back to the slave tomorrow, okay? So I'm gonna salute the brothers, Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barakathum, Yahweh Shemal Athum by Shem Yahushai. To the sisters, Isupk, Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Since 1969, we've been teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that they are God's chosen people. And with that, shalom.
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 Shalom.